We are standing at the bow of a red boat, turning loosely in the wind, which whispers honeyed nothings into the patient cups of our ears, then quietly curls into the grey foam. The sea is otherwise calm, transparent like mirage glass. Blues scintillate on our faces, choreographing the cerulean waltz. I feel this and cannot see it, my eyes wet with maudlin dreaming. We glide into the amniotic fold of the wave, allowing the salt water to claim us, churning ancestral baptism, delivering us to mother before mother. The next poem is called Celestial Body, nothing to do with the International Booker Prize winning book. I'm just similarly obsessed with the moon. I am like the moon. No, I am the moon, waxing. A big moon smile waxing in the sky. Or a cosmic mirror, a quivering cyclopean eye, rounder than its orbit in the sky. My silvery light is shining, gilding all nocturnal things. My silvery light is burning, swallowing up the night. The next one is called Country, and it's the first poem in the book. My ancestors never came close to the city. Their graves are on coastlines and in open fields. Their last breaths were not in flats, but in the mountains and out on the open sea. The first of my family to die here was my father, a man who longed for the country where he would skip white stones and clear lakes. My mother loved London, the way that grey bricks fought the fierce winds, until it was a soft breeze playing on her face. I love the esprit de corps, where the thin film of blood on concrete blocks where my hand makes contact whenever I fall. But at night, I hear the gurgle of the river, and from the forest the owls call me. The dun rocks beckon, and the leaves on the trees salute. The wind gently summons me, and I come to a house where I see my own children eating backlog together, and I, the prophet, singer, the crow, chase them like a child chases a butterfly. So this next one is called Con Popolore, which translates, I'm Kosovan, Albanian, so Con Popolore is Albanian. It roughly translates to folk music, which I'm super interested in, particularly because I feel like it's had like such a huge impact on how I consider my own background, and it's also super important to the Albanian diaspora as well. There's like a whole canon of diaspora folk poetry, and the majority of this collection was actually compiled while I was doing my undergrad 3 years ago at Birmingham, where I was kind of thinking about belonging, but like not exclusively in a diasporic sense, so it's just a mix of that. But I just wanted to give that translation. Con Popolore. Stretched leather vibrates against wood. Your foot pounds the floor in time to the tapan. Your tongue loosens against your teeth. Hard consonants grow smooth like weathered rocks, so words can run through, burning like aged raki. Your chest is heavy, lungs dense with songs of war and wisps of stories heard 10th hand centuries ago. On the final beat, your chest cracks open, expelling generations of dirt, blood darker than the earth, and wet words. Okay, the next poem is called Babosh 2016. Babosh, or Babosh in Muhajerevet, to give it its full name, is the village that my dad is from. And this poem is about his dad, who passed away a couple of years ago. That's quite interesting. Babosh 2016. He is bone on bone, knotted veins pushing against age-spotted skin, grey stubbled cheek slack against jaw. He sucks on phantom teeth, breath coming out in hoarse purrs, and when his tongue reaches out his mouth, it reminds me of a strawberry. Everything is white. The bed, the sheets, the pajamas. His head sits like a quail egg on the white pillow. He is hospital scented, stripped of skin smell. A small white body, maybe human, folded in on itself. Right. Okay, this next one is slightly Christmassy, I guess, because it's about penguins. But it's not, in the traditional sense, but it's also slightly more hopeful. Penguins. Penguins cannot fly. I wonder how much this bothers them, if at all. Do they feel keenly the heaviness of their too solid bones, the lack in their wings, too small, too flipper-like? At night, do they raise their beaks up, snapping them open like hinges, and call longingly to the sky as if to a long-lost lover? Perhaps, instead, they cast their minds to the ocean, her embrace, glassy inviting, cool currents that bring food and death, and welcome the tug of the tide in their little chests. Right. This next one. So it's really weird. So I've just spent the past year doing an MA in Comparative Lit, and before that I was working, so I took some time between undergrad and postgrad. And what you find what I found at least, when I was doing it, is that you become, as you kind of get really into like the theoretical framework, and you begin to analyse other people's work, you start to think about your own work a lot more, and the kind of critiques you apply to other people, you start to realise are actually apparently your own work. And one thing, so I wrote my dissertation on metaphors and motherhood, to put it very, very, to summarise it really quickly, and then I realised that I use a lot of mother metaphors in my own work, for better or for worse. And I write about my mum a lot, and I think that's just something that a lot of people writing about diaspora tend to do, consciously or unconsciously. But then I started to feel a bit bad because I love my dad, and I was like, I care about you too. So this kind of stemmed from wanting to write about my dad. So who's about my dad? Football. My dad has taken to gardening recently. March gives way to spring, and he becomes lighter. Dark eyebrows are knitting, opening his face to the new sun. He leaves work earlier, leaving red ball valves, thermometers, copper piping, gleaming circuit boards and hot water cylinders swaddled in foam insulation locked up in his white van. He takes up the plough and cuts through the dry dirt, plunging the dead deeper into the ground and ushering in new life. He plants and replants tomatoes, cucumbers, aubergines and chilies, nurturing them with a knowledge that is generational, so they might nourish in turn. He tends his cherry trees and enjoys how his big, almost unwieldy hands can make something so beautiful possible. Right, for my penultimate poem, I'm going to perform the last poem in portraits. It's called Self-Life, and I thought because it was the end of the year, we're approaching the new year, and I was like, oh, new year, new me. And this is kind of a poem about regeneration, so I was like, that's totally seemingly appropriate. So here's Self-Life. Every self I've had before me is my worst self. I shed the past like skin, each desquamation revealing a fuller version of me, like reverse matryoshka. Outgrowing myself of yesterday, of this morning, generate and regenerate. Gemini's sun, myself's double, quadruple, again, 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 again. Continual mitosis, blots of who I have been, folded into history. Right, and now this is the last poem. which I kind of wrote after I just got pissed off about a lot of stuff, which isn't unusual. I'm pissed off like most of the time. You can't afford not to be in this economy. But I just kind of just went with it. And it's called After a Cat Call, I Wonder. After a cat call, I wonder what it would be like to be a skeleton. What would happen if each dermal layer melted into the air and my red stoplight flesh went with it, without so much as a snap, crackle, or pop? I suppose I would give people a right. They wouldn't be able to tell whether I was a brunette with a big ass, just a gleaming ivory skull with an average coccyx strutting around in my bare bones. I would get on the tube and be guaranteed a seat, and some extra space too, as no one would sit next to me. There'd be nothing for strange men to pinch or overlap, nothing to corner, and there'd certainly be no upskirting, as there'd be no skirt to up or even any up the skirt to begin with. No, they would sit stupefied, mouths unhinged like tiny, stupid snakes. I would laugh at them, my teeth rattling loudly in the cavernous space of my mouth. No gums, tongue, or vocal cords to soften the sound. They'd hear that rattle in their nightmares, hot air knocking against bone. I think I would like that. I think I would like it a lot. Thank you.